This video is really for those that have been living in Exeter for a while, and I've been getting lots of questions about new people living in Exeter, many things that people definitely need to know when living in Exeter newly. Okay, so this video is designed for you. Watch it till the end. It takes less than 10 minutes. I thought I'll jump on a quick one that would definitely be useful for you. Okay, so one thing you need to know about living in Exeter, or when you're newly living in Exeter, is that Exeter can be a bit of a ghost town. It just depends on what the time of day is, which day it is. You may notice like Saturday nights, for instance, people are always more outdoors compared to Friday nights or Sunday nights. So that's just an example, but also depending on what time of the year you move to Exeter. You may just think in winter that no one lives in Exeter, and you may just find everyone at the gym but no one on the streets. In summer, you may find that people are outside, people are on the quay, even on summer afternoons in summer, depending on what's happening when school holidays are. You may realize that Exeter is a bit of a ghost town on many days. It is a bit here and there, but it takes a bit of living in Exeter to actually figure it out. But you don't have to do that on your own. That is why I have this channel. I started this channel so I could really help people newly moving to Exeter, because when I did 30 months ago, I didn't have anyone to put me through. So definitely subscribe to this channel. Give a thumbs up to this video so more people that see this video and more people that actually need this video can find it easily. So just give me a thumbs up and definitely subscribe to this channel. Check out my other videos about Exeter living as well, to see more. I also do content on skincare, which is something I really love. I do content on traveling, so I'm just basically an Exeter girl traveling, and I just make videos when I do that. So definitely subscribe to my channel to see more. So back to my first point, Exeter can be a bit of a ghost town. It's just something you come to accept, and you know the time of day to really go out, or the times you really need to be out, and that does make a difference as to how you see Exeter. But like I said, you don't need to figure it out on your own. Just subscribe to this channel. The second point about what you need to know when you newly move to Exeter and when you newly start living in Exeter is the fact that where you live in Exeter makes a difference as to your social life. Your social life is really like determined by where you live. Let me take somewhere like St. Thomas, for instance. Places like St. Thomas, you mostly find families or maybe a young couple that have just bought a house or something. So people are definitely more into their more settled phase of life there. Whereas in places like Heavytree, you may find like PhD students thanks to the St. Luke's campus, or you can find lots of young healthcare professionals or older healthcare professionals, or just like middle-aged healthcare professionals. And we all know that a big part of anyone's social life at all constitutes of, you know, the people they meet and people like they hang out with. That is a big part of anyone's social life. And so where you live in Exeter will probably determine like your gym, people you run into in stores, things like that, people that you just generally run into in your neighborhood. So if you live somewhere like Heavytree, for instance, you're likely to actually run into younger people, maybe in like their mid to late 20s, mostly like late 20s or early 30s. But if you live around St. David's, you're likely to run into people like 18, 19, late teens, early 20s, uni students, to mid 20s sometimes. So that's typically that age. St. Thomas, like I said earlier, people that are just starting out their families, or like homeowners that, you know, are just like older, middle-aged. So it just depends on where you live, really. So, you know, that is the thing about Exeter. Your social life would really depend on like where you live, and so people tend to move around when they figure this out. The earlier you know this, the better, especially if you're about to make like big decisions in terms of like purchasing a home or renting long term. Okay, so this is something I would really advise that you put in mind. There's one that I only discovered recently, and I've been living in Exeter for 30 months, so I feel like everyone kind of needs someone to hold their hands and walk them through living in Exeter. So if you're newly living in Exeter, another thing you need to know, especially if you're trying to build a social life, is that people tend to enjoy dining and eating out more than going to like, you know, for drinks in a lounge or something. I feel like most people probably come to Exeter to settle down anyway. So like, you know, if you go to on even a Friday night or Saturday nights, like restaurants are always booked out, like the Coats, the Ivies, like all the snatch restaurants, they're usually booked out, but you could go to the terrace, which is a lounge, and like there's no one there. Sometimes maybe on a Friday night, but later on it's always like up and down. But for restaurants, you can be sure that they'll be booked out. So people definitely enjoy eating out a lot more in Exeter. Like I said in one of my other videos, which I think you should check out, just check out my Exeter living series in general. I'll leave the link up there. You'd see all these videos that will give you tips and tricks, hacks for living in Exeter. So definitely watch that playlist, and I'm sure you find lots of useful information there. Like I mentioned there about DJs showing up, you know, more on Saturday night and people being out more on Saturday night for that reason. Yes, so Friday nights could be like dead in like lounges, but Saturdays more vibe and all that happening in lounges. But restaurants are always booked out. Even on some weekdays, you go there and like people are eating out, guys. People are constantly eating out. Like, really make that booking if you want to eat somewhere nice in Exeter, if you want to go on a date, or if you want to go out with family and friends. Things like that. Okay, like I said, do not forget to like and thumbs. By the way, if you're an immigrant, stay to the end of this video because I have a juicy one for you that you mustn't miss, because this is something that every immigrant newly living in Exeter just needs to know. Okay, so this is the point that, yes, this is the last one. This is a very important one, especially for immigrants. If you're an immigrant or you like foreign food and you live in Exeter, there are 2 stores you need to know, and I've actually made a video on one of these stores. One is the African and Caribbean food basket, which is actually my favorite. You should definitely check out the video I made on that place. I filmed it, I vlogged it, so you can know the kind of things they sell there. So definitely check out that video. But the other one is actually the Mesopotamia Food Bazaar, which I believe is Turkish, and you can find loads of things there. You can find African stuff there. You can find all sorts of things there. So I think if you're an immigrant, especially, you should definitely know this one. You should definitely know where those stores are, like back of your hand, like my mom would say. And yeah, there's one more near High Street, I believe, but those are 2 that I personally shop from, so I would recommend that you shop from, because it has things like, you know, Scotch bonnets that, you know, we like. So yeah, without further ado, come to the end of the video, but there's loads more on the channel, so I'll definitely see you in my next video, where I talk about what I wish I knew 30 months ago before moving into Exeter. I would see you in that video, and cheers, bye.